Am I alive? There I am. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm running a little late. I'm hoping people were waiting, but I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Anyway, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope you all are well rested, having an amazing day. If you don't know me, my name is KuanYin, and the purpose of this video is to show you a little glimpse of a daily practice I have. This is the last time it's going to be a long one, though. I'm going to switch over to just simply doing a little card read every single morning to give you a little update, a little feel for how the day might go for you today. But today, I am going to do the second half of a list of remedies for an anxious mind. We're going to be going through the last 4 of these. So yesterday I did 1 through 3. Today I'll do 4 through 7. So I've got to ground myself. I was running late and I'm a little bit off. So let me just take a moment for myself right now. Follow number 1 from yesterday's video, a nice deep cleansing breath. All right, there we go. That feels better. So, what are we on? Number 4. Number 4 for remedying your anxious mind, for helping to get back to center when your mind is off running in a million different directions into the future. Do some form of a simple task. Okay, that can be eating, drinking, just taking a sip of your water, a sip of your coffee, doing a simple task mindfully. You can cook a meal mindfully, putting your whole attention into making that meal come out fabulous. You can take a walk, and with each step, notice everything around you on the walk. Notice the terrain that you're walking on. Notice the birds chirping if you're out in nature, things like that. So getting away from your running mind by doing a simple task mindfully is another way to remedy your anxious mind. I'm going to recap 1 through 3 from yesterday. 1 is slow down and breathe. You can count your breaths. You can concentrate on the breath. Number 2 is coming to your senses. You can do the 5x5 method if you have the time, or just pick one sense and notice 5 things about the one sense. Number 3 is to release your inner critic. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself in your mind as though you're talking to your best friend. You wouldn't be talking to your best friend with the same voice that usually plays out in our inner voice. And that gets easier over time as you catch yourself, finding yourself with that inner voice. And you flip your script and change it to becoming your best friend's voice, or your own kind parent voice. That it's easier and easier to catch as you practice it more and more. So number 4 is to complete a simple task mindfully. Get really involved in arts and crafts or a hobby, like if you sew. Get really involved in the dish that you're making. Number 5, channel your anxious energy into something else. You can do this with anger, like punching your pillow or yelling into the pillow just to bubble that energy up to release it. And it also works with anxiety. What you can do is take a brisk walk or exercise. Get some movement and get some energy moving, energy flowing to help move the energy in your body and that helps clear out anything that might be going on in there, be it anger or anxiety or depression, to go for a little jog if you're a jogger, go for a swim. Let's see, what about non-exercise things? Cleaning the house. That's a good one. And you get a clean house afterwards too. That's a benefit. Okay. Creativity, creatively paint a picture, do something that really works the mind. Okay, number six. Recognize your triggers. All right. When all of a sudden you find yourself anxious and you're not really sure why, take a pause and get curious with it. Really get curious with it and think, how is it that I am anxious right now? Why am I anxious right now? What has happened that has made me anxious? And figure out your trigger. Me, I know that I'm anxious whenever I'm running late. I hate running late for things. If anything, I want to be there 10 minutes early just to make sure that I'm there on time. It's if I'm on my way to work and I know the path to work and I've got a GPS and it tells me when I'm going to get there. To be comfortable, that GPS has to tell me I'm getting there 10 minutes early. If that GPS tells me I'm getting there at 11:57, I start freaking out a little bit inside. And when I don't pause and recognize my trigger, when I let that anxiety get to me, when I let the trigger get to me, I'm rushing. I'm rushing through traffic. I might be breaking the law by speeding. I might be getting a little bit careless in my driving because I'm anxious to get there. Not late. And to me, 3 minutes early is late. And that's when I'm not taking the time to pause and recognize my trigger and slow myself down. I'm there 3 minutes early. If anything, my GPS usually is, my GPS will show me the time a little bit off so that I'll actually just following the law, not breaking the speed limit. I'll still get there like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes before the GPS even says. So I'm actually going to get there at probably like 5 or 10 of, no problem. Nothing to be concerned about, but I just need to slow myself down, pause for that moment to tell myself that, to release that trigger. And same thing if I'm legit late. If it says if I'm really running late and I get in my car and GPS says I'm going to get there by 12:10, oh my goodness, that anxiety creeps up and the traffic dodging might happen if I don't pause and say, I'm almost never late. If I'm legit late, my boss will realize I'm almost never late. I'm not going to get in trouble. She'll go, oops, well, try better next time. Now, if I made a habit of it, then yeah, it would go on my record and I might get a write-up and blah, 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 blah. In which case, at that point, I would ask for the bottom line worst case scenario, which is another trick that's off the list that you can do for things that if you know that the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you're thinking. So if I'm really upset over being 10 minutes late for work and it's the end of the world to me, okay, so I can pause and also ask worst case scenario. Well, if it's my third day in a row, I might get a write-up. How bad's a write-up? Now, it depends on your job, too. Your third day in a row might be you're getting axed. In my job, that's not the case. But it could be a reality for some people, in which case, if the worst-case scenario is something really bad, you might want to pause and think of how to best remedy the situation rather than go get yourself in a car crash or get yourself a ticket. Okay, but worst case scenario for me is being late's not that big of a deal. Even though I might still have the inkling of an anxiety inside, at least I recognize where the trigger comes from, and that's a big point. And I've talked myself down out of worst case scenario situation, and I know that it's not as big of a deal as I might want to make it out to be. So recognizing your triggers and know how to prepare yourself for it. Maybe I need to get up 5 minutes earlier and get out the door a little sooner. And I'm just recognizing something here. I hate being late for things. I thought it was around 8 o'clock in the morning. I was still sound asleep. Just came out of a good dream, woke up and glanced over at the tiny, tiny little clock thing across the thing and thought it said 8 o'clock when I heard my husband saying, Where is she? Where is she? It's 9 o'clock. And I'm jumping out of bed thinking, oh boy, I'm late. The anxiety popped up for me. And the last one, number 9, number 4 for this video, nurture patience. And just like with your triggers, get curious about your impatience. Why am I impatient? Well, I'm impatient because I'm running late right now. Okay, then I know why I'm impatient right this minute. Get curious about it some more. How does it manifest in my body? Well, when I was getting up late, when I heard my husband say it was 9 o'clock while I was still in bed, my heart started racing and my shoulders clenched up and my face crunched up a little, my jaw clenched up. And I hopped out of bed and I got moving and I got ready real quick. So get curious about how it manifests in your body. And that goes for the stress. How does the stress manifest in your body? So as I'm stressed, wanting to get to work on time, my mind is a million miles a minute, racing about, wow, it says 11:57. Can I get it down to 11:56 by this next corner up here? And I'm going to be late. The guards at the front gate that scan me in are going to joke about me being late when I'm never late. And this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And the world's going to collapse because I'm late. And all this stuff. And my shoulders are hunched. And my foot's a little bit made of lead, if you know what I mean, when I'm running late in the car, which can be a dangerous thing, and I don't recommend it, which is why I try to get patient about it, get curious about it, and slow myself down and realize it's not the end of the world to be a little bit late. And to realize I'm usually 10 minutes early. My late is 3 minutes early, and that's not late to other people. So my perspective of late is different than others. So I'm the only one who gets worried about it, not them. They don't care if I'm 3 minutes early to the lunch date instead of 5. But noticing, for me, it's the stomach gets tied in knots. That's a big one. Like if it's a huge worry on my mind, like being late for this video, my heart started pumping. Being anxious over an overdue bill or something and not being able to pay it, my stomach tends to, go like this. So recognizing how your body manifests that anxiety. And then going back to number 1, breathing into the tight parts. If you do the get curious about where you're feeling it in the body, that's a good time to go back to the number 1 and take that deep breath and breathe into the tight areas, oxygenate those tight areas, consciously Relax them. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jawline drop. Unclench that stomach as you take a nice deep breath in and oxygenate those tight areas. So I hope that those tips and tricks helped you out some. I'm going to do a quick KuanYin read. Gotta have a KuanYin read today. And I say quick and like 5 fall out. Oh, 6. Well, I'll choose from one of these 6. Sorry, KuanYin, I'm not reading all 6. All right. Do you want me to choose one myself? Because I will. All right, I'm going to choose one myself. Oh, yeah, I chose a good one. Yay. All right. I always choose, well, there is no choosing a non-good one in this deck. They're all pretty. They're all gorgeous. Oh, she is sitting on what looks like a cement slab that's shaped like a lotus, but it's a lotus. Looks like she's on a body of water, like an ocean surrounded by mist. And she is the shining lotus, number 26. Breaks down to 8. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge. At other times, we are ready to take a risk and allow the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Beautiful message for today. There's a time for everything under the sun. A time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to sleep and a time to be awake, and 9 o'clock is the time to be awake. But there's a time when you could analyze and feel how you are right now before starting a task. Decide, do I have that inner strength to let my light shine through right now, or do I need to take a hermit moment and go in and do some self-care? Is it time to step up or step back? If you saw yesterday's video, Mutual Aid Tompkins County posted a post that those doing help, if you're starting to get burned out, use the step up and step back method, which is to step up when you're feeling refreshed, and then when you start getting burnt out, step back, let people know, and someone else will take your spot until you're ready to step up again. Because self-care is so important, and we don't want to be burnt out as volunteers. We don't want to be burnt out as nurses or doctors or caregivers of any type, or as parents. We don't want to be burnt out as healers or coaches or, any of that either. So it's time to, when it makes sense, to be discreet and go within and find your inner strength until you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts and feelings without wavering, even in the face of challenge. At other times, we're feeling perfectly confident and ready to go out and take a risk and allow the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Beautiful message for today, and thank you for joining me. I'm going to be here every morning at 9 o'clock for 5 minutes or so, roughly thereabouts. I'm not going to make the long ones anymore. I'm just going to do a card read on the 9 o'clock live in the mornings, and that's Eastern Standard Time. And from now on, I plan to release 3 videos a week. Mondays, I feel like, since I'm only doing KuanYin cards every day, I'm going to use the Trust the Vibe cards on Mondays and play with those. And use those to get a feel for the entire week. And then on Wednesdays, I'm hoping to just have some sort of a discussion, something like my Remedies for an Anxious Mind type of video, where I'm going into more depth with something that might interest you. And on Fridays, I'm going to upload a Fun Friday video. It can be just about anything. So yeah, it'll be anything fun. And off the top of my head, I love signing songs to sign language. So that's what I always think of when I think of Fun Fridays, but they're not all going to be that. We'll have maybe something artsy, or maybe I'll have a guest speaker on. Maybe I'll pull Dennis in and have him clown around on his guitar or something. Fun Fridays is going to be fun and uplifting. And so I love you guys so, so much. If you enjoyed this video, I really hope that you give it a thumbs up. Help me out here. Help a girl out and make a comment down below what you think of this new format, and ideas you want to see on my channel, things you want me to cover. I cover things that deal with mental health. I cover things dealing with spirituality. I cover things dealing with prison reform. I haven't done one of those in quite a bit, but if you want to hear something on prison reform or on my thoughts on that sort of thing, I'd like to hear in the comments down below what you think of, what topic you want me to cover on that. And all of that being said, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified when I do the uploads. I'm having one coming tomorrow morning right before my live, so watch for that one. And with all of that being said, I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a blessed day, and namaste.